printing out the frog right now. This AJOB is brought to you by Beard. Beard and Beard Maintenance. When you have a beard this long, you have to start, you know, brushing it every day. When I was younger, when I realized I could grow a beard, I grew one probably down to there. So, even though I usually don't grow a beard this big, I've done it before. I'm printing out the vlog right now. We're listening to Linkin Park, The Catalyst. I just got back from Tim Hortons, and I thought about doing a write-up of my internal narrative to get Tim Hortons. But I'll save you. I'll save you the drama. Tape recorder.
Yes.
How do you feel about the one Adam Baylor?
It's hard to put into words how I feel about Adam Baylor. If you were naked, I might have more words to say, but don't really have anything.
Another fun stuff. I used to record songs on that. Growing out the hair a little bit. I'm gonna go get a haircut and get like a crew cut. Alright. I got a cheese and egg breakfast sandwich. Let's see if they got it right. Because I don't eat pork. Yeah. Doesn't smell like pork. Alright, here we go. Winter driving. So what you do after putting some good winter tires on your vehicle is take it to a big empty parking lot and go wild. Do donuts, stop short, skid, slide, try to drift, etc., etc. Get comfortable driving in the snow, get comfortable with your vehicle, and learn how it will handle in all the various situations you may find yourself in out there on the road. If you need new winter tires, come see our friends at TireCraft. What a memento, por favor. Come see our friends at TireCraft, and we'll get you on your way for a reasonable rate. This AJOB is apparently also brought to you by TireCraft. I didn't mean for this vlog to be a plug for the new business, but here we are. Due to one of the other businesses I'm in, I've probably driven over 10,000 different vehicles so far in my life. See, I rewrote this part probably about 14 times because I'm not trying to sound cocky or brag or sound arrogant, but I'm trying to give honest advice about driving, and then I'm trying to back up the advice that, yeah, I might look like a young guy and blah blah blah, but I've also had a lot more particular life experience in certain areas than a lot of people twice or three times my age. just like everybody else. You know, you're good at some things and not good at other things. I'm moderately good at a few things. I'm not good at a lot of stuff. So I've driven a lot of cars, because we've been in the car business and auto business since I was 16, 17. You know, as long as I can remember. So, due to one of the other businesses I'm in, I've probably driven over 10,000 different vehicles so far in my life, from high end to low end and everything in between. I've owned plenty, I've rented plenty, I've borrowed plenty, and we've had a small fleet. And we've had a small fleet the last 15 years, so I've been in and out of and driven around lots and lots of various types of vehicles. So take my advice for what you think it's worth, but I'd rather not hit you. I'd rather you not hit me or my family and friends this winter. Different vehicles handle differently. I drove the Subaru WRX when it came out on the market back in 2001, and believe me when I say all-wheel drive doesn't mean you will stop dead on the snow when you hit the brakes. So as I said at the outset, go take your all-wheel drive to a parking lot and get used to it. Better that you find out how much it will slide on an empty parking lot versus when you have to have the police and insurance involved, not least of all the other persons you just hit. Yeah, and when the Subaru WRX came out, I remember it was probably like 99, 2000. I could look it up, but you know, take my word for it. I drove a lot of the Subaru. I drove a few of them. Not well. We had a red one, we had a blue one, and a few other ones on a lot. Like I worked at a dealership and back then, and it was a lot of fun to drive, even the 5-speed. You know, we had our favorites, and then. It was also a Volvo dealership, so you know I'd be in like $30,000, $40,000 Subarus, and then hop into like an $60,000 to $80,000 high-end luxury sedan for retired people. And you know, I'm 16, 17 years old, cranking up Slipknot, driving around with the windows down and my system up. You know, everything that you'd ever think that retarded 16-year-old drinking every day, 17-year-old drinking every day, smoking cigarettes, bad personality, everything that you think that a kid like that would do, I did it, and I didn't get away with all of it. I got my lumps and, you know, got caught, got arrested, got warned, all that stuff at a young age. So I've driven lots of different vehicles, and that was just the start of it. I mean, every year here we in the business that I'm in right now, every year here I can't even think, like probably a few thousand cars run through here, I'd imagine, and like I have to drive them all. So my point is that I've driven lots of different vehicles, and I understand that every vehicle drives differently, and I feel somewhat I have an advantage over some people, because some people only drive like 1 or 2 cars their entire life. You get a car and like that's it. There's people that have like a car and they're like, nobody else can drive this car but me. And so me, having been driven so many different cars, I was trying to get a rough estimate. It's probably over 10,000 in my life. You realize as you're in different vehicles that every single vehicle handles differently, and there's no right way to drive a car, you know? There's no, I mean, but not right way, but there's no template way that you can get in one car and drive another that way. I mean, there's similarities between vehicles, but every vehicle handles differently. So it's good to get used to it. So instead of sliding all over and hitting somebody, go take your car out to a parking lot covered in snow and figure out how it'll handle. So take care out there. Usually these first few snowfalls have people tossing their brains out while they drive, thinking they can still drive their vehicle like it's summertime. It's not summertime. You can't drive like that anymore unless you want to write off your ride and potentially injure somebody else in the process. That concludes this blog, Winter Driving. Oh, I found one of my old bullets from my bullet collection. When I was out in Saskatoon, everybody had guns, you know? It was commonplace to have a rifle. And I had a bullet collection and a few rifles. And I brought my bullet collection back to Ontario with me. But then I moved a few times, and apparently I only got this one Winston left. It's not cool to own guns in Ontario. In Saskatchewan, you just have to. That's all I wanted to say, really. I got nothing. Take care. Thanks for watching. AJOB, the Adam Joshua Old Blog. Tell your friends. Get a job.